Hello and welcome to Movies with My Dad, the podcast where I, film critic Tina Kakadelis, take my dad Stratus to the movies. This week, we saw Longlegs, directed by Osgood Perkins and starring Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. Join us for the car ride home.
Can I start the car so I can go home?
Oh. Okay, so I can assume I know how you feel about it, but the limited feedback that we have received about this podcast is that people want to know a little bit about what's going on. So what movie did we see, Dad?
Longlegs.
Do you want to enunciate that better?
I don't want to say anything about Longlegs.
Woo! Coming in hot. Okay, so we got Longlegs. Basically Silence of the Lambs, but...
No. Not even close.
I meant in the plot. We got it, remember? Summary, Dad.
Go ahead, try.
So, we have Lee, who's an FBI agent, and she gets put on the case.
Agent Harker.
Yeah, Lee Harker.
Okay. We're going to call her Harker.
Okay, Harker.
Because she's an FBI agent. Be respectful.
You would think after all the X-Files that I've been binge watching the past few days that I really would get that down, because they... Anyway. Okay, so Harker has been assigned to the Longlegs case, serial killer case, and it had been gone cold, and then all of a sudden Harker gets assigned, things start picking up. Longlegs is our dear old friend Nicolas Cage. I think that's enough of there's a personal connection that you discover.
Okay, but let's be honest. The entire movie is maybe about 15 minutes long.
I don't
There's not a lot to give context to.
Okay, so this was like a runaway 4.5, 5 out of 5 movie for me.
Oh my word.
Until the terrible explanation.
Okay, the first 15 minutes, maybe 20, I thought this might be a good movie.
Okay.
It felt like a crime genre.
Some could say Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, fine. That at the beginning, it sort of felt like FBI agent.
Muted colors, autumnal.
Fine. You want to talk, movie kind of stuff. I just mean, it felt like, and what is it, SVU or something? I mean,
okay,
just a stylized, high-end version.
Crazy thing to say.
It felt like you're starting to solve a crime, and the elements were coming out, and it was sort of interesting for a while, and then
When was the turning point when it lost you?
Well, I think the real turning point was I wanted to know the ending, but I didn't want to wait for it. After about 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, just finish it. Tell me what your grand revelation will be here, and then I can go home. Because there really wasn't anything else that happened for the next 45 minutes.
This is really, really rich, coming from the man who watched all 10 seasons of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, don't bring up my past. Stay on topic. Okay,
so you remember when in the movie that was that you're just like, I'm over it? Because I was very tense. Felt very unsettled.
Gosh.
Something about it just gave me the heebie-jeebies. I did not like it. It was bad vibes all the way around. Did not like the way that the little devil eyes and the dolls looked.
Sure.
Creepy. Did not like it.
But didn't you just chuckle watching Nicolas Cage? Because all I could see was Nicolas Cage underneath all of that makeup and prosthetics.
Okay, so remember earlier when I was like, does your watch test your BPM?
Yes. Beats per minute. Just helping out.
Okay. Your beats per minute of your heart.
I think mine was comatose.
The reason, the whole marketing the past week or so has been when the lead star, watch that car, oh my gosh.
Caesar, run us right over.
Oh my gosh. When the star, the woman, Harker, when she finally saw Nicolas Cage in the get-up, her...
Oh, you mean the actress?
Yes, okay. In real life. Her BPM shot up to 170.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So and this girl's been in a ton of horror movies.
It looked like
It looked like he got some bad plastic surgery.
Very bad plastic surgery.
But and when they kept cutting away from you getting to see his face, I was like, okay, I've seen the marketing. Now we're cutting away. They're not going to give me the reveal. And then they gave me the reveal, and I was like, okay, well, now I know he's a doll maker, so surely this is like a mask over his creepy face that made her BPM shoot up to 170.
Wait, you thought it was a mask over his face?
Well, because I
I
couldn't
thought
imagine.
he modified his own face.
No, but I couldn't imagine that her BPM shot up to 170 when she just saw this, like, man who got some bad Botox.
Man that got some bad Botox
Like,
and a pointy nose.
right, I was like, this girl's been in quite a few horror movies. Like, surely she's seen other things.
All I can think is Nick Cage was trying to be, what's the actor in The Joker?
Heath Ledger
No, the other one. Joaquin Phoenix?
in Joker.
Joker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because he dove into that character and he was frightening to watch.
I think you're talking.
No?
Well, maybe you are talking about Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
But most people talking about Heath Ledger.
No, Joaquin Phoenix.
The new one?
The new one, where he
Okay,
was
that's
just
Joaquin.
psychotic. Keith Ledger was as well, but I mean, I remember the Joaquin Phoenix one.
You don't want to shout out Jared Leto as well?
Oh, maybe it was Jared Leto.
It was not Jared Leto.
Oh, I can't. Anyways, I just feel like Nick Cage couldn't pull it off because I just kept hearing him in all his previous roles as like Elvis, or wasn't he also the devil recently in that comedy Renfro thing?
Renfield.
Renfield.
And he was a vampire.
Oh, close enough.
I
Anyways,
don't
it
think
was
it's
Nick
that.
Cage.
You didn't like when the movie ended on him saying "Hail Satan" and then with a little kissy face?
No, Nick Cage should just go back to riding flaming motorcycles as a skeleton.
That
That's
is-
his best work ever.
Widely regarded as his worst.
Love that movie. Anyways, moving on.
So, anything you liked about it?
Well, I love Blair Underwood. I think he is phenomenal. I've always liked him a lot.
Okay.
But
The cop?
The
right?
cop, yes.
We gotta remember to give people context.
Fair enough.
So Harker's partner, more
Harker's
experienced
partner, right? But I mean, I guess we're just going to spoil the whole thing, right? Because
We
that's the
always
only thing to
spoil
talk
it.
about it, right? Because it makes no sense.
Absolutely no sense.
No sense. I mean, am I supposed to believe this is just purely Satan all the way through, and Satan's controlling everybody through the doll?
To give the people the context.
Right. Try to explain that.
I wish I could, because I was sitting there
So
thinking.
Nick Cage makes a doll,
He
lifelike doll of a child.
A girl, always a
girl, always
born
having
on the 14th,
the 14th of a month.
Aren't you so happy that you didn't have to worry about that? Because neither of your children, both girls, not born on the 14th.
And you knew the cop's daughter was going to be the 14th,
Oh,
right? That was obvious. Anyways, and the cop never figured that out. But regardless, and the doll is controlled by a round
Satan.
orb that sits in its head.
That has part of Nicolas Cage's essence in it.
It did?
Yeah, that's what they explained it. That's why the thing came out of her. The black fog came out of her. Were you asleep?
I saw that, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was
Yeah,
just the gunpowder residue after
The
they blew off his head.
gunpowder residue. She didn't get
Anyways,
shot.
so the doll did.
Right,
Whose
but
head are you talking about?
I'm talking about Harker. When the doll version of Harker gets shot.
Yeah, gunpowder residue comes out.
No. From
Evilness of the devil
Stop it.
comes out.
From real human Harker.
She never got shot in the head.
Oh my god.
What are you talking
Doll
about?
Harper gets shot.
Right.
At the same time, the camera then cuts to human Harker with a black fog coming out of her.
I thought
Because that is the
was
essence
the doll
of evil.
that the stuff came out
So
of.
you got played by a doll, is what you're telling me.
What was the rationale of the snake?
I don't know. I thought that was also going to be part of like the religious.
Did Harker have a dad, by the way?
No mention of a dad.
And okay, so mom makes a deal with the devil to save baby Harker.
So go back to
Agent
the doll
Harker?
though. So the guy just like makes dolls and then just like drops them off places with the essence of the devil in it, and then the doll convinces the
Everyone
parents
to
to kill everybody.
Right, happily.
I
So
don't know if
does the
they're happy.
devil not have a more effective killing machine?
Yeah, why do you have to
Then
get Nicolas
You got to
Cage?
get Nick Cage to sit in a basement. Did you also notice that the basement he created these dolls in was Harker's basement?
Yeah.
Right, so it's a long game for nothing. If you're the devil, just kill people.
And I didn't really get what the devil wanted with the girls and why they had to be born on the 14th. Like, just throw in some numerology for me, and I'll be like, okay, I don't know what that is,
That's
but
what was
sure.
cool about the first third there, when Agent Harker is using ciphers and
Yeah.
putting things together and bringing it to her boss who thought it was interesting, and she makes all these connections. I'm like, oh, this is going to go somewhere. Where is this going to go?
And it was
and then it just
really
ends up with, it's the
working.
devil.
It's
okay.
working somewhere. And I was fine with the devil playing like a little role, because he's
I
always
was okay
just
with
like...
the devil being a figment in Nicolas Cage's head as the reason why he's doing things. Not literally as the devil.
I'm still fine with the literal devil.
Acting this.
I'm fine with the literal devil.
I'd rather go back and watch the Exorcism movie we watched 2 weeks ago.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. You can know where I'm going with the rating on this one, but go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Did you like the lead actor?
Okay, yes. I mean, her as an actress, she's great, but I had no reason to believe she could have ever been an FBI agent. No way she would have passed the psychological exams, because the woman was like comatose every time she walked. She just was, what do you want to call her? A zombie?
So
But I mean, there's no agent that acts like that would get past the rigorousness of becoming an FBI agent.
But she had the psychic abilities.
Then she wouldn't be an agent. She would be like a special consultant they could bring in. I understand that. But they made her an agent. She wore the jacket with the nice yellow FBI on the back. She carried a gun. You're not giving that woman a gun. She's not stable.
And at the very end...
And did they not do a background check on her?
That's true. You would think that if but then I guess there's no connection. You're saying that nobody whose parent had called 911 because there's an intruder on the ground should be allowed to be an FBI agent? Because that's all it was. They didn't connect it to Longlegs before. Her mom just called 911 because of an intruder.
An intruder, okay. But
so that's
maybe they would have interviewed Mom, because Mom seems like she was a psycho from way back. And again, Agent Harker is not somebody you'd want to make an FBI agent.
She's psychic. I trust her.
Again, not an agent. Not a gun-carrying agent.
Look, I trust her.
You can be a consultant.
I trusted her until the end, when she knew that her partner was going to kill his wife and then his child, and she was just like, I'll let him take his wife into the kitchen and kill her.
Exactly.
Like, girl, you know what you're doing. Just shoot your mom. It's fine.
So whoever wrote this, right, has...
Well, there's a fun fact about
mother
who wrote
issues.
This. Interesting enough, he is the son of Anthony Perkins from Psycho.
No.
Osgood Perkins.
Really? Mm-hmm. What else has he done?
He did this movie called The Blackcoat's Daughter, which, again, same thing. Really liked it. Really liked the vibes he created, and then it fell apart for me. He's done a couple other things, but I think Blackcoat's Daughter is the only other one that
I feel like the entire script of this thing, or at least the pitch idea, is half a paragraph.
Okay. I don't understand what you want from a movie.
Some intrigue.
Let
me figure something out. There was nothing to figure out. When you throw in the mystical Satan, it's over. I can't solve this myself. I can't be intrigued by it. When you finally just say, oh, look, Satan makes them kill the other people. Okay, fine.
Okay, but up until that point, there was intrigue. I'm saying if you take out the last 15 minutes, you weren't really in, 15, 20.
The first 15 or 20 minutes I was interested, and then I just wanted to get to the end because it was obvious they were not bringing anything else to the table.
I think it's just because it's past your bedtime.
It is way past my bedtime, but in preparation, I drank a fair bit of caffeine before we started this.
And so what, you're just wired and angry?
I'm wired and angry, yes.
My goodness. Because
Okay, so film critic that you are, what's the deeper existential meaning of what we just saw? Because I couldn't even find any redeeming quality.
Okay, well, that's two different questions that you're posing.
Okay.
I don't think that there always has to be a deeper existential meaning. It's the same reason why we ride roller coasters. You go for the thrill.
But there was no thrill.
I was
thrilled.
The
audience was...
I was stressed.
You could have dropped a pin the entire movie.
I was stressed. I was quiet because I was stressed. I was very uncomfortable. I think he did a great job building this whole unsettling world. You know? And the editing was creepy. Sound design, creepy. You almost blew through that stop sign.
No. It's up here.
But so I'm going, sometimes horror movies, I'm just going for the thrill of being spooked in a safe way.
Yes, but there was nothing, well, you think evidently that the tension was building
unsettled.
up. There was no jump cuts, there was no...
Which I think is lazy. I think jump cuts are lazy.
I felt like nothing was shocking or...
I didn't need shocking. It's just the unsettling nature of like the sounds, and then the cipher writing that they got was creepy, and like just things kept building and building, and I was following the story, and I was intrigued by it.
Cinematography, that was very nice.
I love the aspect ratio shifts. I love an aspect ratio shift, especially in the beginning. Oh my goodness, that was just stunning.
I was thinking, oh my gosh, you're not going to make me watch a whole movie in 4:3, are you? I got a big screen and you're only giving me a third of it.
Oh my gosh.
But I understood. It was a flashback. That was fine.
Okay. I'm so glad that you have okayed the 4:3.
I have okayed the 4:3.
Okay.
So you just enjoyed being all tensed and worried.
Yeah.
For the entire.
It's a roller coaster.
Hour
Like,
and a half,
it's the same thing as like the roller coaster feeling. You're going to like feel your stomach drop sometimes. Other times you're not. But like this, I was. That's what I was going for. And I got that until I got my explanation. But I'm also a stickler for an explanation, which I think is probably
payoff
genetically from me. Some people don't care.
How can you not care? How can you invest an hour and a half and not care how it ends?
I don't know. If I ever find that, I will let you know. But I think it's genetics from you and from Mom that won't let me relax.
Let you what?
Relax and just enjoy a bad ending. Like, not saying that this is horrible of an ending, but I wanted more.
Somehow this entire movie's now back to your mother and mine.
This is a movie about parents. What your thoughts?
No, not again. It's not a father-daughter movie.
It's not a father-daughter movie.
Mother-daughter movie.
It is a
written by a dude.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
What was Anthony Perkins' parenting skills like?
Not everybody that makes a horror movie had a bad parent.
Is that true?
I think so. Any final parting thoughts? You do remember I'm dog sitting, right?
Oh, we have to go to the other location. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The second location.
The second location. You like the cars? There are some cars here.
Well, you don't really want to know.
Well, what did you think about them?
The agent shows up at her own house in an FBI car.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about...
No. Okay. She shows up at her own house with an FBI car, right? Very nice Ford Thunderbird looking thing, I believe it was, from the 70s, 80s. But when she has to go to her boss's house to go save the kids and everyone, she gets the old car that Longlegs used 20 years ago that's been sitting in the garage wrapped up under a tarp. How did it just start? Did that not bother you?
You could tell me that everyone drove a different car and I would have no clue.
That was Longlegs' station wagon.
It didn't look like it to me. I thought it was going to be.
It was.
Well, my brain
can't retain cars. But it hadn't been driven in 20-something years.
Yeah.
That's all I got for cars.
Okay.
The Volkswagen Bugs was nice, too.
Okay. Nice. Strong.
Okay. You got anything?
Cars were good.
Cars were good.
Yeah. I said my piece. I had a thrill ride for an hour probably. And then it lost me.
So, you owe me.
I'm already seeing Flying to the Moon and Deadpool. We're done.
I don't think that makes up for all of the string of these low scoring movies for me.
Deadpool is going to be excruciating for me.
It probably will be for me as well, but at least I'll chuckle somewhere along the way.
And I won't.
Okay. So, how many dolls are we giving this movie? Because what else could we base this off of?
I guess it's three for me. It really was riding. It really could have been like 4.5. In my head, I was like, this is my favorite movie that I've seen this year. And then it wasn't. Still like a 3.
We can't do negatives, right?
Oh my gosh.
I can't even give this a 1, to be honest.
Give it like a quarter.
I mean, I'm going to have to give it a quarter of a doll. And all I can think of is, I'd give it, like again, that first 20 minutes, it was a solid 2 or 3 going.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is building to go somewhere. And then it just let me off at a really bad bus stop.
That's where Nicolas Cage was found.
Exactly.
So there you go. Okay.
All
Goodbye.
Right, good night.
Good night. That's it for this week's episode of Movies with My Dad. You can find all of our episodes online at movieswithmydad.com. You can also send us an email at movieswithmydadpod@gmail.com. My dad is desperate to hear from you. You can find me, Tina, on Twitter at Captain Ameripug or Letterboxd at Tina KAKADELIS.DOCX. You can find my dad at our local Home Depot. Tune in next week when we head back to the movies.